Hello everybody, welcome back to another Teamfight Tactics VOD review here. I'm going to be reviewing a game I played last night. It's a Yuumi reroll game. I know we just released a Yuumi reroll video the other day, but you know, if I see the opportunity to go the comp, I'm going to go it. Gotta get those wins, so I'll just VOD review this and upload it a little bit later. Try to spread out the disgusting gameplay. Let's skip forward a little bit. As match select taken, or loading screen took 1 minute and 30 seconds. Start off with a Rod and a Lulu. This was the only AP item there. I mean, there was the blue buff, or the tier rather, but if you can be the only one to get a certain type of item, that being AD or AP, then it's pretty good. Then it's less likely that people can test you out based on that first item that they get. Because early items determine so much of what comp you're gonna go, right? I see some mascots that I can pick up, toss them in. Roll 3-1 costs off the PvE round there. I unfortunately wasn't able to pick up that Kale pair, but it's fine. Does not matter. So I see 2 supers. I have a Lulu, so already I'm thinking, alright, this probably a Yuumi game. Lulu's the item holder. She's also heart and synergizes with the Lee Sin. And Supra's heart, that's just an, like, insta-take. Supra's heart can be hard to play sometimes, but we were able to drop that Gangplank. Like, if you get paid, for example, the Gangplank support augment, and then you roll Supra's heart second, like, it's bad, obviously. But if you're not dedicated to 3-starring the Gangplank already, then send it, bro. Supra's heart is awesome, and especially with this newer version of the Yuumi reroll comp, where instead of going mascots, you're going to be going Star Guardians with the Rel as well as the Nyla. Unlikely that you 3-star Nyla, depending on how lucky you get, but really it's about dropping the Nasus and the Galio, so you can go straight to 3-starring your 2 costs. And it's just overall much more efficient because you don't have to spend time at level 4 and 5 3-starring your Galio and your Nasus, and then moving up to 3-star your Lee Sin and your Malphite and your Yuumi. Overall, it's just far more efficient in terms of your economy. So, love that comp, and really Supra's Heart enables it really, really, really well. Lee Sin pair already makes me happy. And we're just gonna full loss streak here as well. Or at least attempt to do so. No point, we weren't strong enough to try to win streak, so we didn't level. And really with these reroll comps, especially this one where you want to be hitting 6 earlier than normal, just want to full econ all the way through, get as much money as possible, hit 6, econ back up a little bit, and then slow roll above 50. And then once you're, 1 or 2 lives away, 1 or 2 losses away from dying, then you full roll down and hit all your 3-stars. That's the generic framework for making these compositions work. Obviously, if you're playing a reroll comp with more 1 costs, like if you're playing Kale or Ashe reroll, those comps are pretty bad. But like same concept with like maybe an Ezreal reroll where you're rerolling Ezreal, Vi, and supers. Probably still going for Kale at that point as well, but point stands that you're econing up, leveling to whatever level you're gonna roll at, and then roll down. See, we got a Rel already as well. Rel's an important part of this composition. We're just figuring out what we're gonna play. We're gonna play Brawler potentially, but we're just scouting around seeing who can win against us and who can lose against us. Because obviously Brawler's stronger, so we want to do that to save HP, but if there were, you know, a lot of weak underground lost streak players perhaps, or maybe a consistency lost streak player, then we definitely want to put the Rel in just to reduce our chance of losing. Like we could even frontline the Lulu, because she does some pretty decent damage from the backline. So here we killed a unit, which is good. Alright, looking at this carousel, I know Yuumi loves the blue buff, so we're just gonna go pick up a tier right away. Not a hard decision. That gets us our item built, as well as a rod for a jeweled gauntlet potentially, or like a gunblade if we happen to roll. Jeweled Lotus or the Yuumi Hero Augment, something like that. Snag that blue buff, and then we're going to toss it onto the Lulu. Selling the Lulu pair, you could see it as a good idea because then it allows you to hold all those 2 costs over there, and you're rerolling all 2 costs in this comp, especially with Super's Heart. It's literally all 2 costs. So there I was trying to figure out if I could make 30, but not possible without selling a Rel or Lee Sin, which you do not want to do, obviously. This guy's got a Yuumi, he's got a Rel. Bit of a gadgetine type thing going on. Definitely a little concerning, but we're already way too invested to turn off. I mean, and people contesting supers is the real danger. Having a 3-star front line is really strong no matter what. Sell the 2 Annies, so we'll be able to hit 30 for the full loss streak. And here we go, we're against an underground player with combat training. Combat training is a pretty fun augment. I haven't found an opportunity to go it yet, but I definitely need to try it out. I get a Senna Samira start, that's where it's really strong in my opinion. Or not Senna Samira, I wish. Senna Sivir, for sure shot. But they are still just a little bit stronger than us. Unfortunately, we couldn't one-shot that Sivir, but even the full loss streak is what matters. We'll be able to make 40 gold off the end of stage 2. And here I'm trying to figure out making 50 gold. I didn't actually have to sell the Vi, it would have put us at the same breakpoint in terms of how you get econ. Wait, no it wouldn't. Wait, yeah. Because if we have 44 gold, then it still takes 2 sets of 3 gold, which is what you get off these orbs, is multiples of 3, so. Could have kept the Brawler, but we also did, unfortunately, lose against Krugs this game. A little bit embarrassing, I forgot to level. It's fine though. Save a little bit extra money, and now here you can see as soon as we're able to, we insta level up to 6. And roll down just a little bit so we can put in another brawler. Lost Chain Vest on Lee Sin, he's going to be the main tank since we have 2 of him already. With this camera, like, I'm laying back and it looks like I'm staring like straight up. Kinda awkward. But yeah, this is where this comp really starts to get going. And I may start skipping forward a little bit because a lot of this at this point is obviously just sitting still, doing nothing until you hit 50, right? So one thing I will say about this perma loss streak is we are pretty low HP right now, being 59 HP after first stage of 3-1 or 3-2, not great. Alright, so here I got Boxing Lessons, Undercurrent, and Zoomies. Yuumi's the only champ I want to play out of these options. I re-roll and try to go for Yuumi carry. I was really excited, but no luck. However, we do get Guardian Spirit, which is healing onto our team, which is something that lacks in this composition compared to the old Mascot comp where you would go 4 Mascot. Now you only go 2. So we'll get more healing onto our Yuumi, of course, this way, with casting abilities and restoring some health. And it's good healing for the entire team. There I just sell the Vi, I'm trying to make 40 gold, while still having a good item holder in Lulu and not picking up that Malphite Orb because we need to 3-star him. And eventually we're gonna have to start winning, right? Because we're 59 HP, as I just mentioned. So it becomes a little bit dangerous getting into these lower HP levels. We're 50 now. Easily able to be turned around, though. Finally pick up the Yoomster. We'll be at an even 50 gold as well. Or rather, we had to sell the Lulu. But we're at 50 gold in terms of the econ. No reason not to pick up the Galio pair. Excuse me. No reason to not pick up the Galio pair, just in case. I'm trying to figure out how to put Star Guardian in, so I tossed the Kaisa in and Static Shiv her. Unfortunately, I do have to sacrifice the economy for it, but I think it all works out. I could have taken out Galio and put in 2 Lee Sins, but I think sacking a 3rd Mascot plus Civilian would have been a little awkward. So we just go for this Kaisa play, because with this composition, we want to go Star Guardian, right? So 5-star Guardian's the level 8 play, standardly with this. But because of Super's Heart, we are not playing the Gangplank, which means we have an extra team slot, because normally it's the 3 Supers, plus Yuumi, plus Rel. And those are 5 champs, and then your 6th champ is going to be a Star Guardian champ, like Echo or Kaisa, things like that, and then eventually you can go 8-star Guardian. But now, with the Super's Heart, we can go Kaisa super early, and we're able to play this Galio as well, which gives us a little bit of extra power. We're just able to play all of these breakpoints just one level earlier. So I guess technically we're using, you could say we're using the extra team slot for this Galio. We'll go ahead and pick up the 4-class glove there. Sorry I didn't mention anything about Carousel, but that's Jeweled Gauntlet for the Yoomster. 2-star Yuumi as well, nice roll. Just rolling down a little bit here. Go ahead and sell the 2 Galios in order to hit 50. We're going to win this fight. Pretty confident about it. We're looking at this Zoe build, and, you know, she's got Shojin. Shojin Zoe's kind of bad. Especially compared to blue buff. Because, like, you'll notice there, if you watched her cast on the Lee Sin, you can rewind the video a little bit. if her third auto attack that gives her the Shiv, or not Shiv, the Spear proc, then she'll cast at the same person because her ability is targeting the same person. Even though her ability is supposed to target the nearest non-infected, she will just cast the twice at that same target. So, bad interaction there. And Jewel Gauntlet is not good on her. You should really be putting more utility-based items on her. She doesn't need a ton of AP. It's more so for the increased damage in that infection. So, something like Blue Buff, Guard Breaker, Heart Emblem is really good on Zoe. But not Jewel's Gauntlet. Gunblade is good. Kill your teammates. We can toss in this Ezreal instead of the Galio in order to get a little bit of recon action in for our Kai'Sa. God, this beat is so fire. Using the flutter sound as the beat drop. Musical genius. I need to add the Spotify thing to the top right of this layout as well instead of just the gameplay one. Just roll the echo, man. Like, what? How is that allowed? We can't really play him right now because Kai'Sa Static Shiv is really, really good, and 4-star Guardian is not really better than 2 Recon. Because Ezreal makes good use of the heart AP as well. He's pretty solid carry. We have a 2-star or something like that. Because, I mean, there's a world where I could even reroll Ezreal here, right? There's kind of 2 ways that you can play this Super's Heart. Is you can use it to reroll another champ. So I could have rerolled another 2-cost champ like the Ezreal. Or you can use it to cap out even harder at level 7 and 8, which is the way I played this game, as you'll see a little bit later. So standardly, you'll see the 3rd-star Guardian's Anila to help out that front line, but I mean, I rolled the Kai'Sa and I had a Static Shiv, so that's beautiful for me. I dig it. I have an extra team slot to toss the Ezreal in as well. Recon Crest is kind of bad, like 3 Recon, it's not my carry, I'm not reconning Yuumi. Jeweled Lotus is bad because of the Jeweled Gauntlet, so I have to go Celestial Blessing too. And I'm just seeing like that combines with the Malphite Hero Augment as well. So pretty cool stuff, lots of healing onto our team, which is not a bad thing. Reorganizing the bench here a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what I could possibly reroll here. In terms of the 3rd super slot, Vi's not a bad idea at all. If I ever got the opportunity to play this comp again with the Super's Heart, which is obviously very specific, Vi reroll is not a bad idea, but Vi's also a very popular champion, so. Pretty simple stuff. We'll lose this fight, first one we've lost in a while, but it's all good. We have a 2-star Kai'Sa and our 6th Yuumi. Stay above 50 gold as well. 2 Rels off, 2 Lee Sins off. We're doing well in terms of the reroll. If we'll take a look at our HP over there at 35, we're 2nd lowest in the lobby. That's actually alive. A little concerning, but it's fine. We put the Vi in instead of the Ezreal just because Brawler is better than Recon. I think Recon, 2 Recon, and I mentioned it before, Asa has said it on stream with BoxBox, is that 2 Recon is worse than 0 Recon. because you're giving them a crit glove in exchange for less uptime on the damage with the recon dash. Especially because Kaisa is so far back and we have this pretty strong front line. Like, she's not ever gonna utilize that dash in a good way. Look at the items here, and the items we have. All we have is a cloak, and there was a rod up there for Ionic Spark, but we have Static Shiv, so not necessary, and the rod got taken anyway. So I'm seeing a 5-cost belt, and I'm like, alright, well, that belt can be a tank item, obviously, but because of this Super's Heart, we can actually use this extra team slot to cap out harder. Like I mentioned, this is the other way to play the Super's Heart, is instead of rerolling another 3-cost champion, you can just use it to cap out harder, and now we have a Janna with Sunny Weather to make our front line even tankier, give our Yuumi more time to scale up with Heart, give our Kaisa more Shiv procs, and Janna's just a strong champion in general, right? Nyla doesn't even matter at this point. You see I'm setting up my bench here. Not really a concern of ours at this point in the game. We have our 3-star Guardian as well as our Janna. Just so good to pick that up. And Giant Spell, tank item on Janna. No, bro, that's a Morellonomicon. Get some anti-heal onto our enemies because we don't have a Sunfire cape yet. So that'll be a Morellonomicon. And we are doing well. Now we're at 5 HP, so as I mentioned earlier in the video, the strategy is to get to, 1 or 2 lives. In this case, it's 1, 5 HP, and just go on a massive roll down. So let's watch this roll down here. We had 2-star Malphite, pick another Yuumi. Yuumi, 1 off. Rolling down a little bit. Going on, 3-star Yuumi, done. Rolling down, looking for these 2-cost champions. Easy, 3-star Rel, done, and another Malphite. 1 Malphite off because of the Hero Orb. 3-star Lee Sin, easy. Last Malphite, pick the 1-up off the Orb, and we rolled down like, what, 40, 50 gold, 3-starred everything. That was absolutely beautiful, and we'll level up at the end to cap it off, even though we didn't actually buy a champion to put in. A little bit silly from me. But wow, yeah, we spiked so hard off that. Absolutely insane. All our champs are 3-star now. So much supers value. And there we go. Now we begin the win streak back up. So beautiful. And we have the Janna because of the Super's Heart and the Static Shift Kaisa. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We locked the shop so we can pick up this Neela because obviously we still are going to play 5-star Guardian. And Nyla's a good champ. Good front line. And, we don't have to roll anymore. We're not trying to hit 3-star Nyla or anything. So really, it's pretty realistic to just level 8, put in an Echo, you'll have 5-star Guardian. It's so good, dude, man. This was a beautiful, beautiful game. Just 3-starring everything in one roll down. Super satisfying, man. We pick up the Echo. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted there. We picked up the Echo, of course. Very lucky at level 7 here. We're going to hold on to the Neelas for level 8. Thief's Glove's the Echo. Echo's a great Thief's Gloves holder because he can do some decent damage. The AP is really good for his shielding. He uses tank items really well. He's just overall a great Thief's Gloves champion. And slam some tank items onto the Lee Sin we have. a raw cloak and a gargoyles on him now. Our team is so strong. And Yuumi's 2 items, right? I mean, with all the healing, you could argue, you know, she's like 3 items, 4 items, but in terms of the stuff that's equipped on her right now, nope. We can still go Guard Breaker, we can still go Giant Slayer. There's just so many options depending on what we roll here. I could have saved one of the Crit Gloves from Thief's Gloves or a Guard Breaker, but I don't know, that seemed a little bit inconsistent for me, so. And Janet got her Merlinomicon as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. Team is super strong, so at this point we're just econing up to level 8. I mean, I'm super confident in the top 4. Like, we're so strong. It's very hard to lose from this position with that Janna. And don't get me wrong, I think Sunny Weather is the worst one by far. It's not even close. But, and just like overall. But, you know, in this comp, it's fine, because your front line is just so tanky. Because they need to be, to give Yuumi time to just do her thing, and she can take out the front liners, because she's a front to back carry, Yuumi. Especially now in this patch, because she can't one-shot the front liners. I mean, you can put her in the front row, especially if you have Battle Mage, it's okay to put her in the second row. Try to get her to one-shot some carries, but realistically, it's much more consistent to play her as a front-to-back carry. You can build a Giant Slayer on her, it's very good. And with this heavy front line of 3-starring the Rel, super good. I'm just moving some champs over, trying to dodge a little bit of Talia, right? But unfortunately, you'll see the Talia ult go off in the second here. I think Yuumi can dodge it, but it just barely clips Yuumi on the edge. And we do, unfortunately, take our loss here. And man, this cutscene is so annoying. I'm trying to figure out if I'm top 4 or not. And I do barely get top 4 by 1 HP. So, great game, great roll down. It's just really unfortunate that I got positioning dipped by that Talia there. I was like consciously thinking about it as well. I just screwed up because I'm bad at the game, I guess. I mean, I could have put Yuumi same side with like one other champion. I don't know. It's tough. But overall, great game. Insane to get all those 3 stars and the Super Heart Synergy. I really wish that game would have gone further, because that's just so good. So really, the main mistake I made was positioning with Talia, and, you know, lesson learned. Critically think about that a little more. But, it's all good. Thanks for watching the YouTube video, and I will see you later.